Welcome, everyone. Allie here at Hilltop Hollow Farm and Nursery. And today, as part of our plant profile series, we're highlighting the redbud, also known as the Eastern redbud. Scientific name, Cercis canadensis. It's a must-have ornamental beauty. And did you know that the Eastern redbud is actually the state tree of Oklahoma? Yeah. And because it's one of the first plants to bloom in the spring and show its beautiful flowers, in the past its branches were often brought indoors in hopes to drive winter out. Let's check out more about this special PA native tree. The Eastern redbud has a USDA hardiness zone rating of 4 to 9, meaning that it does well in warmer climates as well as colder. So it can weather those harsh winters here that we have in central Pennsylvania and maybe in your area as well. The size for this tree does grow up to 30 feet high at full maturity. It can splay outwards to about 25 feet wide with its branching. It does prefer moist soil, but it can do well in moderate soils. And the good news for lighting is that it is a tree that does well in full sun as well as shade. So you can have it in a shady region or area for your landscape and it'll be fine. Wildlife also love this as much as we do. Long-tongued bees are visitors to pollinate the flowers, and it is also a food source for deer, squirrels, and some birds. The color generally is pink to purple as far as the blooms, and then the leaves are a beautiful green, turning to a nice yellowish color in the fall. Generally, also, this tree is relatively small with a small trunk and spreading branches. The ornate tree is one of the earliest flowering trees in spring, so you will see it in gardens and along streetscapes, adding a pop of purplish pink flowers that signify spring has finally arrived. The shade-tolerant tree is also beautiful in fall, as mentioned, with its yellow colors. Let's talk about some more key points about the Eastern redbud. So this is a frequent PA native understory tree, and you'll find this in both the wild and mixed forests and hedgerows. So this is a beautiful ornate tree that you'll see planted ornamentally in lawns, and it's impressive as a single tree, but you'll find that it's even better when it's planted in 3 to 4 in a landscape as a line of trees, and you see those beautiful pink blossoms, and they're just so eye-catching. Their showy light pink to dark magenta flower clusters are about half an inch long, and they appear before the leaves. They can be found either on the trunk of the tree itself or on the branches. So it blooms on the stems as well as the trunk. And it's an eye-catching tree for sure. It has heart-shaped leaves that appear after the blooms that are just as eye-catching. The eastern redbud we're discussing today, Cercis canadensis, is the straight species tree. It's the ones you see growing in the wild. Hilltop Hollow Farm also offers several grafted varieties, and they'll be highlighted in other videos. It's possible to grow this as a single or multi-stem tree, and it can be pruned for a specific look or left alone to determine its own shape naturally, which is random yet attractive and quite pleasing to the eye, as you can see. One final factor to note, it produces seed pods that can yield self-seeded trees, providing a nice transplant option for you to dig up while young or remove if not desired in that spot. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about our friend, the Eastern redbud. Before we go, let's talk about a fun fact about this tree. So the flowers of the redbud can actually be eaten fresh, pickled, fried, or even made into a subtly fragrant and delicious redbud jelly. They have a flavor that's akin to a sugar snap pea, so next spring, try garnishing your salad with some blossoms. You might be surprised. Cercis canadensis. It's a gorgeous, small ornamental tree, but can be so much more than just a beautiful addition to your landscape. Thank you from all of us at Hilltop Hollow Farm and Plant Nursery. Stay tuned for more plant profiles and ideas for your own landscaping and project needs. Happy planting!